Hello everyone, this is the second deck profile and today we're looking at my dominate deck, which is not very good. Well, first for starters we run that guy, Madel or whatever. He's just like give a +5 I think. No, a +3 to a dominated unit. So I guess it's okay, but there's nothing better to replace it, right? Triggers. We run hardworking some this girl. Hardworking Zero Tostada, and you just put into a soul, and that's better than a vanilla, but it's still not amazing. Next, we have this guy, which is horrible. It's a vanilla crit, but these are replacing another card that is like $13, right? And so I'm not gonna pay for it because that would be a total of like $40 on just critical triggers, and I'm just 14. I don't have a job, and I don't have friends either. So we have draws too. We run four of them. We run We run Jirokichi. He's cool because it's the same thing as a starter, but for free without GB1 lock, which is pretty good. We run heals. We run Sashikiheim. No, I'm kidding. Sashikihime. And this is basically give what is it even? Is this is basically retire? No, what is it? Uh, discard a card, draw another one. Plus, you can use the ability of Sashikiheim when you G guard, right? And that's pretty good. We run we for grade ones, right? We run two of these. This is actually pretty good because you can is when dominating unit attacks during your turn, choose a face down card from your bind zone, and you may put it into your soul. If you do, this unit gets +5, and that's pretty good because when you are boosting, that would increment for like 11 or 12 or something like that, and that's amazing when you're boosting. So make sure to run at least two of them because they're good, right? They're really good. And next up, we run these four of Katari Sune or something. These are good just for this ability, right? The one where you stride for free. But it's also good so you can look for a shiranui. So I guess it's kind of necessary if you want to play this game because shiranui is the only thing you're actually gonna use, right? Then we have this card over here, which I've never used its skill, but apparently it's really good. Is when a dominated unit attacks during your turn until the end of the turn, this unit gets, and then I can't read. Put this until the soul. At the end of your turn, you may pay the cost if you do counter charge or whatever. And I guess it's pretty good because you kind of counter charge a lot in this deck, right? But I've never used this ability, and I guess that's why I lose a lot or something, probably. For perfect guards, we run 4 Utsurois because this is pretty good. If you have an Utsuroi in your drop zone, you can place one Utsuroi as a rear guard, use its skill, put this one back into the deck, put this one back into your hand, and that's pretty cool because you'll never run out of perfect guards. And yeah, that's a pretty amazing actually. So you should run four of them. They're really cheap. When I built this deck, they were actually really expensive, like $5 each. But now they're like $1 or three, maybe, I don't know. Um. So next up, we run these four. I run three because you're supposed to change them for something better, like this is just a vanilla twos with 10, right? And I guess it's okay, but it's not very good in late game. And I want to replace them for this card over here, Metsu, because it's basically the same thing as that other card with the bind zone, but you actually draw the card and you add plus 10,000 to this one. And if you use it with in combination with that one, you could get like 31k on your rear guard alone, and that's amazing in this deck, especially in this deck. Then we run two of these. Wait, hold up. Then we run two of these on guy, which is basically choose two of your rear guards, choose one of the opponent's rear guards. They gain plus 10, or they lose plus 10th, or they lose plus 10 or something. Yeah, and that's pretty good. That's actually really good. You could get like you can make combos where you can get like 40, 41 or something with this. And that's pretty amazing, actually. This card. Next up, you run 4 of this Furai, which you only use it for his first skill, but you could also use it for the second one because it's pretty good. And it's basically a free. The second one is basically a free 2 on this card, so it goes to 11. When another unit attacks during your turn, if you have Vanguard with Shiranui, which you're always gonna have, this unit gets plus 2 until the end of the turn. And its first skill is Soul Blast 1. Choose a card from your opponent's drop zone. Your opponent call that card to his or her rear guards, and at the end of that turn, retire that unit. And that's not really good by itself, right? But if you use Mujin Lord, which is one of the strides, you could potentially make another 15 or 13. You can potentially make another attack to the Vanguard, right? And you should run it 100%. For grade 3s, we run 2 of the Morshig or something, and its skill is pretty trash, or at least that's what I thought at the beginning. I mean, it's not good. It's not good though, but it's okay. Which is choose one of the other rear guards and like sit it or rest it or something. Then your opponent chooses one of his or her rear guards and gets plus 3 until the end of the turn. If she or he choose, this unit gets plus 10,000, and that's really good. But you really only use this for strides. You don't really use this for actually plays, or no, you actually ride. Unless you're like want to do a combo, you don't have anything else to ride with, which you probably will always do because you have that other card that basically lets you look one for the deck for one of these, right? And now this is your main 3. This like the persona, right? No, the avatar. And its a skill is basically the best skill in this deck, which is when your G stride, switch up to one of your opponent's rear guards, stand it, and dominate it. Until the end of the turn, this unit gets plus 4 and attack your opponent's other units. That's really good. That's actually amazing. Then for the strides, we have the only thing we actually gonna run, which is amazing, is Mujin Lord, which you have to use it with in combination with the other card that lets you get one of your opponent's drop zone cards and place it on rear guard. And this is basically Persona Blast, counter charge, and dominate everything in your board, or well, how many units has how many G cards are facing up in your G zone or something like that. And you just stand them and dominate it and add them plus 4 to all of them, and that's pretty good. I think this card is expensive, but I'm not 100% sure because the deck has is kind of trash, so nobody plays it anymore. And next we run the GB8, which is completely trash, and you shouldn't use it at all. And it's basically discard one of your opponent's hand, but it's too pricey. You see, it's counter charge 1 and Soul Blast 1, so that's horrible. Never use it. Trash, disgusting, ew. Then you use one of these. MSO Dragon. It's basically just one Dominator. It's kind of trash though, but it came with a trial deck, so it's not that good. Um, and now this one is like the best, but I really don't use it that much, which is basically Soul Blast 2. Choose a card from your G zone and turn it face up, and then choose and you dominate the Vanguard and attacks every one of your rear guard. And I guess that's good, but it's basic. But for the stride, the opponent takes no damage, you know. So that's not okay. They should take damage. You run one of these, which is when this unit is placed on G, if the number of cards in your opponent's hand is 6 or less, until the end, this unit gets +5, and I guess that's okay. But against something like blasters, or maybe musketeers, which I play against a lot, it's not that good. They always have massive hands. You're on a run. You run another one of these, although you shouldn't. It's just that I'm retarded, right? Then you run two Magun Tembus, Persona Blast, Counter-Charge 1, um, choose a unit and stand it against +3 for each G zone, for each grade 4 that is facing up in your G zone. And then at the end he retires, which is like the most useful skill he has. Nothing that the other units could do, right? That's pretty cool. I think it gets over resist, right? So if you're playing blasters and Blaster Blade has resist, I think you could well, no, actually no. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Sorry. You run two of these, which is Current Charge 1, Soul Blast 1. Choose a rearguard grade 1 or less from the back of your opponent's hand. No, from the back of your opponent's rearguard, right? And use it to guard. And that's super good, because you could potentially get a grade 0 and that's a +10, or you could get a really important starter that could also help you guard. And then you run Sashiki Hime, which is, some people say is bad, but it's actually really good, because you are forcing your opponent to choose a card from his or her hand and discard it. And if he or she has a really important unit that for a combo or something like that, that could be devastating for that combo. Although it's not broken, but it's really fair. And then finally you run a Rag Tome, but this is like optional. You don't actually have to. You could just play with whatever you want. You can put I don't know. You can put probably another Magun Tembu maybe, uh, or maybe another one of these. I don't know. No, not those. That's trash. Well, yeah, you could probably run another one of these if you want to. I just use it because I have it, and if I don't use it there, I wouldn't use it, and that would be like $2 wasted. And so I guess that is so, guys. Thank you if you are even watching this. See you later.